Coach's Corner, right here on EP Sports Network.
Welcome to week 11 of the Coach's Corner. I am your host, Tony Grijalva, and today we are going to go over some of the more outstanding performances for week 11. I will also take a look at the final standings, district standings for the El Paso area, and then we'll have some time to go over the schedule for the by-district round. First of all, I'd like to thank Damascus Gaming here at the Shops at Solana for the use of their studio. They are the home of El Paso Esports. If you want some more information, if you could go to damascusgaming.com, you'll be able to find that information. So again, this is the final week of the season that we are going to review. A lot of good games going on. A lot of seedings were determined this past weekend. In order to help me with all the scores, I'll bring in Ace Acosta. Ace, how are you?
Good morning, Coach. I can't believe it's already that time.
I don't.
It's already mid-November. I am not ready for Turkey Day, Coach.
No. It's getting close.
Getting close. I guess we're going to pardon a bunch of turkeys because we're not ready to cook it yet. But yeah, a lot of stuff to go over here. First, of course, we like to let people know that it is the month of November, and Aaron Jones is up for the NFL Salutes of Service Award. Voting taking place now to November 30th. You guys can vote every day by visiting NFL.com/salute-fan-vote. You can vote daily there on the website. Scroll down, look for Mr. Jones's photo under the Minnesota Vikings. Click vote and share daily there, Coach. This past weekend, the NFL was celebrating Veterans Day, and Mrs. Jones was waiting for him at the end of the tunnel during pregame announcements there. How special was that?
Yeah, I'm sure it was for Aaron, knowing Aaron and how close he is with his family, and having that special moment there on the field. I'm sure really was a special for both his mom and for himself.
And again, we'd like to thank all those veterans out there that for your service, and we appreciate everything as well. As now, Coach, we move into the regular season is over, so we have district champions that have won their titles. Starting with which district would you like to start with?
Let's start with 4A.
Here we go.
4A district championship. The Sleda Indians with an undefeated 10-0 mark. And a first place by themselves in 1-4A. A great job by Coach Joe Martinez, his staff, and also the players for a perfect season that they had. The rest of the teams that made the playoff, the Riverside Rangers were the 2 seed, the Austin Panthers were the 3 seed, and the Irvin Rockets, after a tough battle with the Clint Lions, took the 4th seed.
Great job there by you. Sled again, the first district champion in over 20-plus years there. And in District 5A Division 1 there, Coach, the El Dorado Aztecs go back-to-back.
Yeah, this is really no surprise. The district champions, the El Dorado Aztecs, led by Ryan Estrada. And again, congratulations to Coach Frank Martinez and the staff at El Dorado for doing a great job here. And they've got a tough game coming up this week in the by-district round, so I'm sure they will be ready. The America's Trailblazers took the 2nd seed. The Parkland Matadors took the 3rd seed, and the Bel Air Highlanders the 4th seed. And Parkland and Bel Air will be playing out of town.
And as we move into a very complex 5A Division 2, Coach, they had to get some extra gold balls there because there was a 3-way tie for the district championship.
Exactly. The 3 teams that came out tied, they all beat each other. So there wasn't much they can do as far as determining a district championship. So it's split 3 ways. The Del Valle Conquistadors, the Chapin Huskies, and the Andress Eagles. Congratulations to all 3 teams. They were district champions. And looking at the seeding, Andrus was the 1 seed, Del Valle the 2, Chapin was the 3 seed, and then the Hanks Knights, congratulations to Coach Belize, gets in the 4th playoff spot.
As we move into District 6A here, as the Eastwood Troopers get another gold ball under the Coach Lopez legacy, Coach.
Yeah, we talked about the Eastwood Troopers had a tough first week, but that's why they play a tough first week against St. John Bosco. They reeled off nine wins in a row, undefeated district champions. They will be playing at home this week. The Franklin Cougars took the first seed in the big school, the second place overall. Pebble Hills was the second seed in the small school. And then the East Lake Falcons snuck in there with a win over the Coronado Thunderbirds, and they get the 4th spot.
As we get ready to go over Week 11 action here, we'll start with game number 1. As soon as my computer can get there, computer's thinking about turkey already. As we go to game number 1 there, as the El Dorado Aztecs handle business, finish out the season over Parkland 59-21, Coach. Yeah,
this one of the toughest parts of this Week 11, especially if you're a playoff team, is not looking ahead. Everyone wants to get into that by-district round, but the El Dorado Aztecs did a great job here in defeating the Parkland Matadors. The Parkland Matadors were led by Carter Perez, the junior running back. He had 59 yards rushing and a touchdown, receiving as well. And for the El Dorado Aztecs, as they were every week, they're led by Ryan Estrada, the senior. He had 305 yards rushing on Friday night and 4 touchdowns. Not really a great night for him, but more of an average night for what we've seen Ryan Estrada do in the past. But again, the El Dorado Aztecs will be in action this week.
As we go to game number 2 in a game that was deciding for that final 4th playoff spot, Eastlake and Coronado. Coronado was hanging in there for a little bit, but Eastlake takes the win 55-44.
Yeah, just a little bit too much offense for the Eastlake Falcons. Although the Coronado T-Birds were led by Ben Wilson, the senior, his last game playing for the T-Birds, 386 yards passing and 4 touchdowns. Did a great job there as far as running the offense. They just couldn't keep up with the strong performance of the Eastlake Falcons, led by their quarterback, Julian Williams, the junior. He had 327 yards passing and 1 touchdown to lead the Falcons.
As we move into game number 3 that we had there, battle for the helmet, the Montwood Rams get that much-needed win, first win of the season, knocking off the Socorro Bulldogs 56-49.
Yeah, this is a good game to watch. The Montwood Rams got out to a big lead and thought maybe they had the game in the bag, but the Socorro Bulldogs, you never count them out. They've been doing that all this season, and they made a game of it there in the 4th quarter. They were led defensively by Ruben Huerta, their senior defensive back, 11 tackles, 7 solo tackles, and he had 3 tackles for loss. But for the Montwood Rams, we're going to talk about their quarterback, Damian Briano. We will talk a little bit more later on in the program. He is a senior, 405 yards passing. He threw for 8 touchdowns on Friday night, and he did have 1 interception. And then Adrian Cortinas, their senior wide receiver, 182 yards, catching the ball, and 3 touchdowns. So, again, congratulations to Coach Rangel. The Montwood Rams get their first win on the last game of the season.
And across the concrete pond there, the Franklin Cougars battled the Pebble Hill Spartans, knocking out the Spartans 28-15.
Yeah, the Cougars, they wanted to get that momentum going into the playoffs because they do play out of town, and they did a good job there on Friday night, Thursday night, excuse me. Pebble Hills, although they did clinch a playoff spot, they were led by Zephanian Moon, their sophomore, good-looking running back. He had 90 yards rushing to try and keep pace with the Franklin Cougars, but not many teams have kept pace with Ernie Powers. Ernie Powers, 278 yards and 3 touchdowns. Kind of a mediocre night for him on Friday night. For the season, he finished up with 3,341 yards rushing. He averaged 12 yards a carry and 52 touchdowns in 10 games.
Oh, 52 touchdowns, Coach. That's a lot of footballs right there.
It is.
We move in 3A action. The Anthony Wildcats lose to Crane to finish out the regular season, 52-7.
Yeah, Anthony, as we've talked about in the past, they are in a 14 district. They will play this week in the playoffs. But again, they've had a tough season, especially having to do all that traveling.
As we move into game number 6, Austin taking care of business over at Sanelli, 48-7 over the Eagles.
Yeah, the San Luis Eagles started off early in the season with a couple of wins, and then they got into district play, had a little bit tougher time. They were led by their linebacker, Fernie Cisneros. He's just a sophomore, 6 tackles, 3 of them solo. But the Austin Panthers, again, gearing up as Coach Grijalva always does every year, getting ready for the playoffs. They were led by their running back / quarterback / cornerback, Andrew Andujo, the senior, 206 yards rushing and a touchdown. And he also threw the ball. The Panthers actually threw the ball here, and he caught 2 passes for 88 yards and a touchdown. So the Austin Panthers getting ready for their playoff run.
We come back, we'll have more Week 11 action here. You're watching the Coach's Corner, right here on UP Sports Network. And welcome back, if my computer will do it.
A little slow today.
There it is.
You
It's
go.
a little slow. It's the last week of the regular season there.
It's tired.
It is tired. So we continue with our Week 11 top performers as we move into game number 7 as the Sleda Indians cap off their regular season undefeated, knocking off the Bowie 45-6, Coach.
Yeah, we didn't get any stats on this ball game, but again, the Sleda Indians, led by their quarterback, Rodrigo Martinez, put up 45 points on a Bowie Bear team that has been struggling all season, and Sleda completes their undefeated season.
As we move into game number 8, the Favens Wildcats versus the Riverside Rangers. Favens needed to get a win for their playoff hopes alive, but Riverside was just too much to handle, winning 52-7.
Yeah, Riverside just said no, not even a chance here. 52-7, a pretty dominant victory by the Riverside Rangers. But the Wildcats were led by a couple of sophomores, actually, but their sophomore running back, Julio Martinez, 12 rushes, 117 yards, and a good showing for the Wildcats. The Riverside Rangers, we say this every week, led by their quarterback, Carlos Rojas III. This time he had 84 yards passing and 1 touchdown. He had 215 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns to continue that same trend that he's had all season long. Congratulations to the Riverside Rangers.
And congratulations to Coach Lavadio and the Favens Wildcats,
Yes.
Putting up a very, very good year in a long time. Remember speaking to them during our photo shoots there, especially with that young core, Coach. Excited to see what the Wildcats can do next season.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. They have a little bit of confidence rolling into next season.
As we move into the next game here, that is game number 9, the Clint Irvins trying to fight for that last playoff spot, fall short, losing to Irvin 20-15.
This was a close game all the way through for 4 quarters. This was a game that had playoff implications. And the Clint Lions, they were led by their junior quarterback, that is Isaiah Miscles. He had 120 yards passing and 101 yards rushing with 2 touchdowns. But the Irvin Rockets really came through when they needed to, led by their quarterback, Dallas Medina, 82 yards passing and a touchdown. And then the running back, Angel Valenzuela, the senior, had scored 2 touchdowns rushing. He also played defense, 18 tackles, 11 solo to lead the Rockets.
Going next here in a game that we knew could be close, not as close as I thought it was going to be, but boy, the Chapin Huskies survived the Hanks Knights, winning 52-50.
Yeah, this is another close game, went all the way down to the wire, and both teams, played hard. As you can see by the score, 52-50, the Chapin Huskies pulled it out there at the end. But the Hanks Knights, once again, showing themselves well and getting ready for the playoffs, led by Austin Dutcher, the junior running back. We featured him early in one of our early programs. 331 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns. A great job there for the Hanks Knights. Got close, but couldn't quite get over the top. The Chapin Huskies were led, as always, by Damian Singleton, 130 yards passing and a touchdown, 231 yards rushing, and 3 touchdowns to lead the Huskies.
Over 500 yards rushing in that contest there, Coach. That's a lot of running, like Forrest Gump will say. As we go into the next game here, as Burges ends the season with the win, knocking off the El Paso Tigers 27-14.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about the Burges Mustangs here in the next segment. But again, they had a very successful season. It's tough playing in this district. This is a tough district to try and get into the playoffs. They were led by Nezahul Cisneros, the senior running back, who had 78 yards rushing, 64 yards receiving, and a touchdown. And their wide receiver, senior Jaden Bowser, as well, 87 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns to lead the Mustangs.
As we continue right along here in game number 12, as the Jefferson Silver Foxes battled the Horizon Scorpions, and Coach Horizon getting that much-needed first win of the season. And with that, all El Paso teams at least had one victory throughout, so there was no winless teams there. Horizon getting the win 25-7. Exactly.
As you mentioned, both teams coming in, needing that district win, and the Horizon Scorpions, who have a young team, we've mentioned that several times, did a great job as far as putting up 25 points, shutting down the Jefferson offense there. And the Scorpions were led by Mauricio Payan, the sophomore. He had 250 yards passing and 2 touchdowns, although he did throw two interceptions. Defensively, Chris Gutierrez, the senior, 8 tackles, 7 of them were solo. He also had 2 tackles for loss and 2 sacks.
Actually, I think that score was 35-7.
Was it 35?
Yeah, that was my fault. I tapped that in wrong. As we move into the next one here, I apologize for that. The Canutillo Eagles suffer a buzzsaw that was the Andress Eagles, Coach, 41-7, ending Canutillo season. Andress getting ready for the bye district.
Yeah, so we talked about more recently is the Canutillo Eagles, not really the type of season that they wanted to have. I know Coach Brooks is a bit disappointed, but nonetheless, they put up a valiant effort here in a 41-7 loss to the Andress Eagles, which it's really no shame in that. Andress has had a good season, but the Eagles were led by Jared Gomez, their senior running back, 115 yards rushing and a touchdown. The Andress Eagles looking forward to this week in their bi-district round. They do have a home game, led once again by Jamari Milton, their junior quarterback, 243 yards passing and 3 touchdowns, 121 yards rushing and 1 touchdown. Now, he didn't play 4 quarters, so a nice, impressive run by the Andress Eagles.
Moving right along here in a game that happened Friday night as Americas takes care of business there, ending the regular season with a victory over Bel Air, 63-12.
Yeah, the Highlanders had a tough season, but one of the bright spots for the Bel Air Highlanders, their running back, sophomore, Jaden Lopez, has been carrying the load both offensively and defensively because he does play both sides, 198 yards rushing for Lopez. The American Trailblazers, led by Cameron Johnson, who we featured last week, 202 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns to lead the Trailblazers.
Moving into TCAL action for six-man football, coach. The El Paso Leaders knock off Grayson Christian 19-15 to advance to the six-man championship game, which they'll be facing the Da Vinci Dragons.
Wow, that's two El Paso teams that going against each other. But again, congratulations to Coach Hernandez and the Leadership Academy leaders. They had a big game. They barely won 19-15, but again, a win is a win, and they move on to the 6A state championship against the Da Vinci Dragons.
When we come back, we'll have our first featured athlete. It'll be Nezahul Cisneros from the Burges Mustangs. You're watching the Coach's Corner right here live on EP Sports Network.
And welcome back to the Damascus Gaming Studios here at the Shops at Solana. And the next segment, we are going to talk about two featured players that had great games this past weekend. The first one comes to us from Burges High School. He is the senior running back, Nezahul Cisneros. And Cisneros, for the season, had 1,388 yards rushing. It was a 7.1 average and 15 touchdowns for the Burges Mustangs. We did have a chance to talk to Coach Luna of the Burges Mustangs. Let's go ahead and listen to that now. I'm here with Bernie Luna, the head coach for the Burges Mustangs. And Coach Luna, first of all, congratulations on a successful season. Maybe didn't make the playoffs, but I thought that your team played well all 10 weeks that you all played.
Yes, it's like I always say, we have one of the hardest districts.
Yes.
So just making the playoffs is a great accomplishment.
Yep.
But unfortunately, we didn't make it. But are we improving? We are. Little by little, we're improving.
Yeah, that's right. And, one of the things that I'd like to talk about and feature is your offense. Your offense did a good job of putting up points. They were led by your running back, Nezahul Cisneros. He is a senior, by the way. He had over 1,300 yards rushing. He averaged over 7 yards a carry and had 15 touchdowns. What can you say about Mr. Cisneros?
Only good things about him, what a hard worker he is.
Yeah.
I know last year we had him basically like our Swiss Army knife. We had him as a quarterback, a receiver, running back. We had him everywhere because we already knew he was a great athlete.
Yeah.
So coming to the year, we kind of talked about it. And we're like, you know what? We want you to be our number one running back. Just like the other guys around the El Paso. We really think you're up there as well. So,
sure.
Just he bought into the system. He never missed a summer workout. He believed in working out, getting on the track, and just improving his speed as well. So, I'm so happy for him for, rushing over 1,000 yards, because just rushing over 1,000 yards is a great accomplishment here in our district.
Yep.
So, our goal was trying to hit 1,500, but we're a little bit short.
Yeah, but nonetheless, he really did a good job. As you mentioned, you could see his speed on the field. I do have a couple of clips that I'm going to show a little bit later where, he makes some good cuts. He's got good downfield vision. And then once he makes those cuts, he's got pretty good speed that some of the defense is hard to catch up with him.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? We noticed that last year, because he was running track for us for Coach Herrera.
Okay.
And, unfortunately, he did get hurt with his hamstring. But when he came back, he was bought in. He did what he had to do. And he still participated. And he raced and performed. So we already knew, he was going to be special this upcoming year.
Yeah, and talk about, I was watching some of the video and him running, and your quarterback did a good job as well. But I was impressed with the offensive line and how well they moved, especially on those GT Connor plays.
Yes, that's one thing we try to work on this year. We really got together as a coaching staff, and we really talked about what we can do, what's our strength. And I'm glad we just collaborated and got it done. Yeah,
and hopefully, I'm assuming that you're going to continue with that type of a running game because sometimes it does control the tempo of the ball game.
No, it does, and we really agree on what we're doing. So, what we did this past year, we're going to continue to do it because we do have two upcoming. They're going to be juniors to be. And they're going to be pretty good too. So, we're going to continue what we're doing here and just, try to score some more points.
That's great. Since we are featuring Cisneros, could you tell me maybe something about how he is off the field? We know how well he performs on the field, but how is he off the field?
Off the field, he helps out whenever we need him. We do little, get-togethers. We also do little events at middle school, and he's always participating. He's a great young man. He's very polite. He knows, responsibility as well. He takes actions. Well, he takes responsibility for his own actions.
Right.
So he's a great young man, and I know he's going to be successful once he leaves high school.
Yeah, that's great. Well, Coach, I want to thank you for your time. Thank you for talking with us. I know you are anxious, as a coaching staff, to get back to off season, and another season starts pretty soon.
Oh, that is correct. But we're going to try to enjoy our seniors because these are a special group, and we're going to try to, as much as we can, just to hold on to them before they move on to the next sport.
Right.
But I'm just so grateful for being here at Burges and having this type of kids here.
Well, again, Coach, thank you for your season. Thank you for your time, and I will talk to you soon.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Again, thank you to Coach Luna, of the Burges Mustangs, for his time. We're going to look at some clips of Nezahul Cisneros here, and you'll be able to see some of the qualities that we talked about as far as his running style. This first one that you're going to see here, this is against El Paso High. It's a screen pass that ends up going for 68 yards. Nicely set up. Marcos Sanchez, the quarterback, does a good job of dropping back and getting the ball to Cisneros. And you see there, Cisneros makes a couple of cuts and uses his speed to get into the end zone for a touchdown. What you're going to see, it's a doubles formation. You got two receivers on each side. Running back is on this side right here. I'm sorry. And then you're going to get a motion to fake the jet sweep. And that motion is going to take the linebacker out there. And what you're going to get here is a nice little slip there by the running back. Good job by the offensive line in setting up their blocks. There's the motion, fake the jet screen. Quarterback Sanchez goes back to pass. Here comes the rush, three-man rush here for the Tigers. And Sanchez just lays the ball up over the head of the defense there. And here's Cisneros getting ready to catch the ball and making sure that he gets good possession. And right away, you see one defensive player right in his face there as he turns around to look upfield. And watch the move he makes on him. Quick move inside. Now he's got some extra space out here. And then he's going to outrun the rest of the defense here using his speed to get into the end zone for that 68-yard touchdown pass. The next play that you're going to have, actually the next three plays that you're going to see is GT counter. The Burges Mustangs did a great job of running GT counter here. And you see there, Cisneros, he's small in stature, so he gets a chance to hide behind his offensive line. And that way he's able to break into the open and get into the end zone. This is against the Del Valle Conquistadores. And once again, you're going to see the guard and the tackle pull. The guard here, okay, the tackle is going to come up the field. And Cisneros is going to have, you won't be able to see much, but he's got a little lane right there. And that's just enough to squeeze through as he gets into the secondary, into the second level. Right there, there's the kick out block, and then the tackle is going to come and block in here, okay, and that's going to be able to free Cisneros there. Again, not much space there, just a little bit of space. Now it's up to Cisneros to get away from the defense. You've got three defensive linemen that look like they have a pretty good angle on him, but he outruns all three of them, and after that, it's just a race into the end zone. And a nice job by Cisneros there. That's a 78-yard touchdown run on GT counter. Here comes the play number 3. This one is 61 yards, and it is a GT counter once again. The only difference here is the formation is different. This is trips instead of doubles. And again, running the ball in counter, most teams like to run the counter a little bit further outside. Burges, especially on this play, likes to go inside. Again, it depends on the front. This is against the Horizon Scorpions. You got trips to the far side right out here. Okay, so the defense has to make that adjustment. The guard is going to pull, and then the tackle is going to come up the field as well. Okay, and you're going to get some good down blocks as well. Okay, they're going to cut off this angle here so that linebacker doesn't get to the running back. And you're going to see Cisneros, he sort of gets lost. Here comes the guard and tackle. They're ready to pull. He's going to follow them right inside. There's not much room there, okay? But he sort of slips through. It looks like the defense makes the play right there and for a no gain. But again, Cisneros just slips through there, makes another defender miss. And here we go again, becomes a foot race into the end zone. Plenty of speed, and is actually running away from the defense into the end zone for the touchdown. That's a 61-yard touchdown run by Cisneros. The next play that you're going to see one more time is GT counter. Pull the guard and pull the tackle. Now he runs a little bit further out, a little bit wider, closer to the tackle instead of so far inside. This is against the Chapin Huskies. It is a 67-yard touchdown run. And you're going to see, again, because the front is different, this is a 3-man front as opposed to a 4-man front that you saw against Horizon. It's a little bit easier now to block down. And then you've got the guard on the outside receiver, on the defense, and then the tackle comes back inside. And again, Cisneros a little bit wider. Here comes the guard and tackle pull. Defense is going to stop him out here, or try to stop him. A nice block there on the kick out. Tackle comes inside. Here's the tackle on the inside linebacker there, and leaves just a little bit of room there. And the corner, the secondary cannot catch him as Cisneros runs into the end zone for a touchdown. So that one is 67 yards. And then the last play that we're going to see here, this is against the Fabens Wildcats. And this is a screen pass, much like the very first one that you're going to see, nicely set up once again. Cisneros just slips out into the short flats. A couple of good blocks you're going to see by his teammates down the field. And again, what you're going to have here, watch the wide out with a good block down the field. Cisneros is just going to hide, and then a little slide right here. You're going to have the tackle's going to kick back. So you got the guard and the center are going to go out and lead on this little screen pass. You get the motion that moves the linebacker outside, And once again, here's your lineman, 1, 2, 3, coming down the field. And nice throw once again, good catch. Gets by the first defender, and now you've got the block here, and you've got one a little bit further down right over here. And Cisneros does the rest, get into the end zone, 54-yard touchdown reception for Nezahul Cisneros. So, again, good job by the Burges Mustangs. Congratulations on their season. We'll take a short break, and we'll come back with the next featured player. And welcome back to the Coach's Corner here on EP Sports Network. And the second featured player that we are going to look at today comes from the Montwood Rams. He is a quarterback, Damian Briano, the senior quarterback, who you look at his stats, very impressive. 3,400 yards passing this season, 63% completion average. He scored 40 touchdowns in the air. He also he had 16 interceptions, which was a little bit of a drawback. But his quarterback rating for the season was 105.2. So he had a superb season, although the Rams only won one game. Briano did a good job in leading the offense. I did have a chance to talk to Coach Ivan Rangel, and let's go ahead and listen to that now. I am here with Ivan Rangel, the head coach for the Montwood Rams. And Coach Rangel, first of all, congratulations for your big win on Friday night. How did your players feel?
You know what? It was a good way to send our seniors out. Yeah. They battled. Coach Cano does a great job with those Socorro guys, and his team. You know, battled all the way to the end, and that shows how much they care for him and how much they care about their program, you know, in the same manner as our boys do. You know, felt good to finally get that monkey off the back, but right. You know, it's time to grow, evolve, and to kind of move ahead and think what's next. You know, how do we bounce back from it? And you know, 24-hour rule, fantastic, got it done. You know, move forward, on to the next.
Exactly right. That's a great attitude to have, Coach. And, you know, as you mentioned, you know, giving the seniors the farewell that they deserved, because a lot of them, you know, put hard work for 4 years.
Oh, absolutely. You know, those guys were one of the first guys, one of our first classes, right? That was really ours. When we took over, they had only been here as freshmen. And then to see them grow, right? To see them over the last 3 years grow and how they've changed, how they've matured. It's a big testament to what we've been able to do here on campus at Montwood and what we want them to hopefully, you know, to realize, right? You know, there is life after football.
Exactly.
You know, the scoreboard matters, but it's about becoming a good man and a good man of character, and that's what we're big over here.
That's exactly right. And again, that's a great attitude to have. Coach, today I want to talk to you about your quarterback, Damian Briano. You know, he was impressive since last year. I was impressed with him last year. His numbers weren't quite as good as they were this year, but nonetheless, just the leader qualities that he showed on the field, I mean, were exceptional.
I'm sorry, Coach, you cut off.
Yeah. Oh, okay. No, I was talking about Damian and his leadership qualities on and off the field. How would you describe those?
He's grown up a lot over the last 3 years. He's kind of taken that role on. He's the silent type. He doesn't lead through yelling, through words, right? He kind of goes out there and leads through action. He sets the standard high. He carries himself a certain way at practice, and that's what we need at that position, right? Quarterback is the de facto captain of the team,
sure. And
so when he kind of grew into this year 2 role, right, as the senior starting quarterback, right, incumbent starting quarterback for the team, you see his presence kind of start to take shape, right? And he leads through actions. Over the summer, we had a bunch of leadership lessons, daily leadership lessons during our summer workouts to make sure that we instill those. We didn't do that the year before. I kind of, in hindsight, right, I was wishing we had.
Right.
This year we did focus on that to make sure that our leaders were the ones taking the next step, were the ones doing whatever it took to make sure that the team moves forward and continues, on an upward climb. One of the biggest things that he let us know was, his mindset shifted, and instead of trying to carry everything himself, one of the biggest things he let us know about was, you know what, Coach, I trust you and the staff, and we're going to be all right, and he told us that, and that meant the world, because we knew we had the message was resonating, and
right.
Little by little, he took steps, and he became one of the state's best passers.
Yep, and that's exactly right. You look at his numbers. I mean, they're off the charts, and he had a great season. Every time we did a game, even with Coach Mike Bettis, that was a former quarterback at UTEP. Both of us were impressed with Damian, his throwing ability, throwing on the run. Keeping his eyes downfield, those little things that you have to pick up as a quarterback, and he did a great job in all those areas this year.
Oh yeah, and that's a testament to our offensive staff,
right?
And how we prepare. Our offensive coordinator and our quarterbacks coach, Coach Homer Croyle. We don't, a lot of the things we work on is group based, so we're always working those reads. We're always working what if scenarios. If we're a heavy RPO offense, so
right.
Modern day triple option, right? So the moment, if this quarterback steps up, here's your answer to that. If he widens out, here's your answer to that, right? And so everything is progression based, and all our drills mimic what we do in games, and that's what has to show up, right? What we do, what we put on film is what we should be practicing. And that's a testament to them and how we game plan, how we layer, and how we drill, all of these different scenarios during the week, and that's kind of led to his maturity.
Exactly, and it doesn't hurt to have pretty good wide receivers as well. Adrian Cortinas and Miguel Esqueda, Christopher Ortiz, Sepulveda. All of those guys. They had big games and they made big catches during the season.
Oh yeah, Adrian Cortinas is as steady as they come. Yeah. He's one of those guys that bought in from day one. His dad and I had a moment at the end of the game where we were just kind of like, just embracing each other and happy that the guys got the win, but sad, a bittersweet ending, right? Where we're sad that it's over. But he's one of our captains as well, and he's our possession guy. Yep. Over 1,000 yards receiving. Yep. Double-digit touchdowns. And Miguel Esqueda, right? His dad and I played together at Bel Air. We played together since middle school, right? We've been best friends since middle school, and to see him grow up and see how dynamic he's been for us has been a joy to watch. Christopher Ortiz, just kind of and how he kind of stepped into the role late last year, turned it on against Eastwood, and then this year just kind of separating himself, has been awesome to watch. And then Devin, we get Devin back, we get Esqueda and Sepulveda back next year, so that's big for us, and the sky's the limit for those two young men.
Exactly, and then of course, things wouldn't work on offense if you didn't have an offensive line that that paved the way for them. And you had an offensive line that was that was strong and had a chance to build that pocket and give Briano a chance to throw the ball.
Oh, absolutely. Those guys up front are the key to everything on both sides of the ball.
Yep.
If you dominate the trenches, if you dominate up front, you'll always give yourself a chance to win. Deshaun King is a second-year starter. Joel Moreno was a second-year starter, returning both of those guys. You add to the mix Juan Castro inside, a good little mix. We had a sophomore at tackle, and then a junior at center, right? And it gave us a good little mix, some physicality, some nastiness, to be able to run the ball, and right. To be able to throw the ball, to keep it clean. And you start throwing the ball downfield, everybody's worried about those receivers and Damian. Let's not forget, Gene Palmer running the ball.
Yes.
Tim Rosales running the ball.
Yes.
It opens it up for those guys and softens up the defense a little bit,
Yeah, that's exactly right. And you mentioned about Briano's numbers, 3,400 yards passing, 63% completion, and he had the touchdowns as well, 40 touchdowns. I mean, he had an amazing season. How do you replace someone like that?
It's hard to. It definitely is hard to. You get to replace his moxie, his presence in the locker room, just his veteran, just the football IQ at the most important position in all of football, right? That's the hardest part. And so we've got some young guys coming up that'll help. It won't be like Damian right away. Right. Where those guys, we've been blessed. We've had a couple of good quarterbacks here in a row. Starting with Isaac Galvan, Michael Southern, now Damian Briano. Hopefully we keep adding to that list and we keep doing what we're doing. But a lot of it is just buy into what we do, buy into our culture, into our values, and how we carry ourselves, and what we expect of leaders, and what those leaders should do in setting the example, right, and being the example, and we hope that it just it just continues on where years like this aren't here in far and few between, that they're just consistent. Sure.
Well, Coach, I want to thank you for your time. I know you're going to look forward to the off season. You probably already started. If you haven't, it's going to be pretty close. But anyway, look forward to talking to you during this off season. And best of luck to you, Coach.
I appreciate everything you guys do. Go Rams.
Thank you. Again, that was Ivan Rangel, the head coach for the Montwood Rams. And we're going to take a look at some clips of Damian Briano in action. You'll see him here doing various throws against district opponents. The first one is against the Socorro Bulldogs, which was last week, and you're going to see him again. I talk about his fundamentals. He has perfect fundamentals there as far as getting ready to throw the ball. And then again, it doesn't hurt to have good receivers. That is Miguel Esqueda right there on catching the ball, excuse me. So you're gonna get a double set, two receivers to this side, two receivers over here on the far side. What you're going to get is the inside receiver sort of running a drag right in front of the linebacker, and then he's just going to be able to cut it up. And once he cuts it up, he's going to find that spot out there. The running back, I think this is Rosales. He just steps up here, nice little fake, and then the drop back for Briones. The other receivers just sort of take care of the other defensive players. And you're going to see, here's Esqueda trying to get inside the linebacker there. You see him go all the way across on the drag. Briano, very patient there. He gets pressure late, but he doesn't panic. He holds on to the ball until he sees his receiver clear. He clears into the open area. There's the open area right there. And again, the secondary loses him as he runs his drag, and then the rest is having the speed to get into the end zone, even though the Socorro defense had an angle on him there. The second play that you're going to see here, this is against the Eastwood Troopers, the district champions. This is a nice little three-step pass. You're going to see extra pressure here by the defense. And it's just a little go route, pretty much, is all you're going to see here. And again, you're going to see there was a flag. It was called offsides on Eastwood. So one of the things that the offense adjusts to is it's a free play. So you've got to go for it. And what you're going to see is the receiver real quick gets outside, and then it's a foot race up the sideline. And again, I want you to watch the footwork of Damian Briano there as he drops back, gets his three-step drop, sets. He's got his shoulders ready to throw, and he throws a nice ball. There's not much separation here, if you can see that. The defensive corner for the Eastwood Troopers does a good job, really. And then you got the safety coming over the top as well. And Briano has to put it right where he needs to here. A nice catch there by the outside receiver. It's hard to tell what his number is, but he runs a nice route and makes a nice catch there as well. The third clip that we're going to see, this is against the Pebble Hills Spartans. This is going to be a play-action pass. It's about 63 yards on the reception. What you're going to see is a bunch set to the right. And once again, that is Adrian Cortinas with the catch. There's a bunch set here. So there's three receivers to this side, one receiver here. He's going to drag and keep the linebacker inside, okay? And then Cortinas is lined up number one. He's the outside receiver. He's just going to run a seam out here. The number two receiver run like an arrow, and the number three receiver is going to just sit out here. That's going to occupy the corner and move the safety over the top over here, okay? And then, again, Briano, being very patient, makes a quick fake there, and then he goes back to set. You see the two receivers out here, so the defense has to honor them. Okay. Cortinas is already on his route, running the seam, and he's got pretty good speed. The two defensive players lagging a little bit behind. There's some separation right there, and a nice throw by Briano there, just lays it in, where Cortinas has an easy time of catching the ball into the end zone for the touchdown. The next play that you're going to see, this is a little bit wider angle. This is against Franklin. And what you're going to see here, once again, is a play-action pass. And a little bit more pressure on Briano here. So you're going to see him look downfield. He's going to look downfield, and then once he feels the pressure coming, he's going to step up and then sort of slide to his right. And again, he's going to throw the ball as he is running. So it makes it a little bit harder to be accurate. But again, you don't see much of the routes. This is the receiver that's going to catch the ball. It's a little outside. He's running a little outside dig route. And then he's going to go, once he sees Briano in trouble, then he just runs deep into the end zone. Yeah. So that's what you're going to see. Close to the line of scrimmage for Briano. You see him right here. I know it's hard to tell because it's a wide shot. And then the receiver right here with some separation. And all he has to do is get the ball over the top into the end zone. And once again, a nice catch there against the Franklin Cougars. The last play that you're going to see is one of Montwood's favorite plays. This is against Eastlake. Now, this is the opposite. This is a little bit tight, but there's a reason for it. This is what you call a tunnel screen. You want to call it a jailbreak. Pretty much the same thing. And that they've run this play all season long, and I'm impressed with the way that they set things up. They like to run into the short side. So what you're going to see is doubles, two receivers down here. There's a receiver here. There's a receiver over here. Okay, and then this receiver is going to be the one who catches the ball. So he's going to slide inside. He's got number 1. Okay. And then you're going to have the tackle that's going to hitch. This tackle is going to hitch. And then the guard, the center, and the backside guard are all going to lead the blocking here. And nice job by the receiver. I believe that is Ortiz. Yes, number 17, Christopher Ortiz. You see how he gets behind the blocking. There's a block here. You've got a block there. These are offensive linemen that are downfield making those types of plays. And then again, Ortiz sort of weaves his way first inside, and then he decides to break it outside, get away from the defense. And then he's going to use his speed to get into the end zone for a 34-yard touchdown pass for the Montwood Rams. So as you can see, again, very exciting to watch the offense for the Montwood Rams, especially Damian Briano, and good luck to him in the future. We're going to take a short break, and then we will be right back.
Match your thermostat every season with the best-looking thermostat in the market, the new Omega Air thermostat. Get in touch with us even faster with a single touch on our logo. Call us today to upgrade your T-Stat at 915-704-0234 or visit online at OmegaAirConditioningTX.com. Omega Air Conditioning, the call to end all your cooling and heating problems.
And welcome back to the Coach's Corner here on EP Sports Network. And the first thing we're going to do here is look at the matchups for the bi-district round. Ace?
Yes, as we get here, we are in week 12 per se here for the Texas UIL bi-district playoffs, Coach. And we will start in 6A Division 1, and that is going to be the Franklin Cougars heading to face Midland Legacy, Coach.
Yeah, going out to Midland. This is a Friday night game, 6 p.m. kickoff time here in El Paso. And I think the Franklin Cougars, with their strong running game, are going to have a shot there against a very good Legacy team in that big school Division 1. And then you have the Eastlake Falcons that came in second in their in the small school, or the big school, excuse me, I'm sorry. They're going to end up playing Odessa Permian at Ratliff in Odessa. That is a Friday ball game as well. It starts at 6 o'clock. And, again, good luck to the Eastlake Falcons.
As we move to 6A Division 2, as the defending district champs, Eastwood Troopers, will battle a friendship team there, Coach.
Yeah, the lone 6A team that has a home game this year, that is the Eastwood Troopers. They come in 9-1. They play a Wilford Friendship team that is 4-6. This is a 6 o'clock kickoff time on Friday at Eastwood. I'm sure Trooper Stadium is going to be rocking.
And in a Thursday night action, the Pebble Hill Spartans will face off against the San Angelo Central. I think they're the Bearcats.
Yes.
They're Thursday at Ratliff, Coach.
Yeah, San Angelo comes in at 7-3. The Pebble Hill Spartans come in at 73, identical records. And they decided to, instead of flipping for home and home, they decided a neutral site. So this game will be Thursday, as mentioned, in Odessa at Ratliff Stadium. It is a 6 p.m. kickoff time as well.
As we move to 5A Division 1, which was quite a bit of entertainment there on how this first game going. The 4 seed Amarillo Sandies will face off against the number 1 seed El Dorado Aztecs. But, Coach, that Amarillo team is not really a 4 seed, but due to a UIL sanctions of an ineligible player, they had to work their way back into the playoff picture.
Exactly. The Amarillo Sandies actually came in second place until the forfeitures. So instead of being 8-2, they are listed as 2-8. So that is the number 4 seed in 5A D2. And so they draw the El Dorado Aztecs, who they played last year as well during this time. So El Dorado comes in 9-1. El Dorado, comes in 9-1. Amarillo comes in 2-8. This is a 6:30 kickoff on Friday at SAC 2.
We will have that broadcast on the NFHS network. That one does require a feed through NFHS. We will be producing it along with the play-by-play call. So click on the link there. It will be on the website, but just do know that there will be a fee to pay through NFHS as we move into the second game of Division 5A Division 1 as the Bel Air Highlanders will face off against a top-ranked team, Abilene Eagles, Coach.
Yeah, the Bel Air, since they drew the 4 seed in 1-5A, will have to travel to Abilene, who was the district champion in that district. They are 8-2 coming in, and so Bel Air will have to travel to Abilene, Shotwell Stadium specifically. That is a 6 p.m. kickoff time on Thursday.
And the Parkland Matadors will have to be traveling as well, as they'll face the Tascosa there Thursday in Bevan Stadium there, Coach.
Yeah, this is in Amarillo. Tascosa comes in 6-4. They're the triple option offense against the Parkland team that comes in 3-7. This is a 5 o'clock kickoff time on Thursday.
And across the concrete pond there at Socorro ISD, the Lubbock Monterey Plainsmen will face off against the America's Trailblazers there, Coach.
Yeah, this is a game that Americas has here at home. When we're looking at the schedule earlier, it looked like Lubbock Monterey was going to face El Dorado until the situation came up with Amarillo. So it is the America's Trailblazers at 6-4 that draw the Lubbock Monterey Plainsmen, who, by the way, were here earlier in the year to play a Franklin team that Franklin beat them. They are also 6-4. This is a Friday night game at SAC 1. It's a 6 p.m. kickoff.
And the Andrus Golden Eagles will face off against Memorial there at Andrus Alanskepu Stadium there, Coach, on Friday.
Yeah, this is another home game for the Andrus Eagles. It is it's 5:30, 5:30 kickoff time at Andrus. Wichita Falls Memorial comes in at 7-3, and the Andrus Eagles come in at 8-2, and this game is at Sepulveda Stadium.
On the road will be the Hanks Knights as they will go and face off against Palo Duro there, Coach. A team that we always used to see against Canutillo, but Hanks earning that 4th and final playoff spot.
Right. Well, the norm the last 2 years, at least the last 2 years that I can remember, is Canutillo at home in the first round playing the Amarillo Palo Duro Dons. But this year, things have changed. Palo Duro won district in that district. They are 9-1 in the season. Very successful season. And Hanks has to travel to Amarillo, Bivens Stadium. It is a 5 o'clock kickoff time on Thursday.
And one share of the 5A champions is the Chapin Huskies. They will head over to face Abilene Cooper there at Shotwell Stadium, Coach.
Yeah, Abilene Cooper comes in. Or actually, they get the chance to play at home at Shotwell Stadium. They are 6-4 for the season. The Chapin Huskies 7-3. They should be a very interesting matchup for both teams.
The other co-champion of the 5A, the Del Valle Conquistadores, will face off against the Lubbock Cooper Pirates Thursday night there at Conquest Stadium.
Yes, another home game for Del Valle. Remember last year they played a good Abilene Cooper team and beat Abilene Cooper for the first time and advanced to the second round. This year they will play Lubbock Cooper, who comes in 6-4. It is a Thursday night game, 6 p.m. kickoff time at Conquest Stadium.
And in 4A Division 1, the defending champs, the Isleta Indians, will face off against Canyon there in Denver City, Coach.
Yeah, the one difference about the 4A is the first seed or second seed that they don't get a home team. Everything is decided to be either a flip or a neutral site. In this case, Isleta at 10-0 plays a Canyon team that came in fourth in their district, 6-4 record. It is a Thursday kickoff at 5 o'clock El Paso time.
And Irvin Rockets making the playoffs after a while gets draw the top team in West Plains, Coach.
Yeah, that's a 4 seed versus a 1 seed. That's the way it goes. And West Plains, Canyon specifically, West Plains, 9-1 for the season. Will play Irvin. That is a Thursday night game, 5 o'clock kickoff.
The Austin Panthers, again, continue their playoff streak. They will go on and face the Randall Raiders, their coach, in Wink, Texas.
Right. Canyon Randall, not a bad team, 8-2 for the season. The Austin Panthers come in 7-3. And again, that's a Friday kickoff, 5 o'clock in Wink, Texas.
And in Seminole, Texas, the Riverside Rangers will face the Dumas Demons there. Riverside looking to get that by-district championship. They haven't got one in a couple years.
Yeah, I think this is a very interesting matchup, a winnable game for the Riverside Rangers against a Dumas team that was 7-3. This is a Friday night kickoff, 5 o'clock Mountain Time.
And, Coach, I believe in 3A action, Anthony will be playing Wall. I don't know what day. I believe that's going to be a Friday there. They'll be playing the Wall Eagles as well.
Yeah, and again, Anthony with the tough schedule throughout, and they will, again, travel one more time in the by-district round.
Alrighty, Coach, and your final thoughts on this last episode of the 2025 high school football season?
Yeah, the last time for this year, it's been an exciting year. We've had a great time here at the studios at Damascus Gaming, and very comfortable time here. One of the things that to remember is the playoffs, all playoff games this week, and from now on, are on NFHS, that is subscription-based, because of they do have the rights to all playoffs in all sports, actually. So that is something that to look forward to. Also, don't forget El Paso Sportsnet, the post-game pulse with Sebastian Perez Navarro, with the final scores and coaches' interviews for the remainder of the by-district round. Also, don't forget to check out the bus stop with Christian Molinar and Isaiah Reed. New Mexico State, I believe, has to travel to Knoxville, Tennessee, to have a money game against the University of Tennessee. That should be interesting. And then the Puro Miners Bro podcast will be on. There will be different sports. The women's basketball, they played last night. Men's basketball as well, played last night. And then the minor football team will be playing as well at Missouri State this weekend. So don't forget to check all that out here on EP Sports Network.
And as well as the volleyball, number ranked 19th, will have their final homestand of the regular season against FIU. And then the newly ranked, not newly ranked, but higher ranked number 7 UTEP rifle team continues their impressive season so far, as one of their shooters shot a perfect 600 there, Coach.
Wow.
First time there at the Ohio State, right there against those other top contending rifle squads there. So a lot of UTEP action underway this season.
Right. And also, don't forget, looking forward to the 915 Showcase All-Star Draft. That is coming up in a couple of weeks, Sunday, November 23rd. That is from SAC 2. So don't forget to tune in to that. That's always a very interesting and exciting event for the football players, for the seniors, those that were selected having one more chance to participate in that football game. So again, thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting EP Sports, especially Season 2 here of the Coach's Corner. And special thanks to Ace Acosta and Artie for making this program possible. Also, good luck to all the playoff teams. Safe travels to those that are traveling out of town. And so for Tony Grijalva, I am signing out for the Coach's Corner. See you at the next time.
Thank you for watching the Coach's Corner. Be sure to follow us on all our socials at EP Sportsnet.